Redstone scientist.
Welcome back, guys. This is the Redstone Scientist here, and we are in UnchartedCraft Episode 1 of the Let's Play series. Hooray! Oh, this is vanilla. I forgot to mention that. First of all, I would like to greatly apologize for the last episode, if you can even call it that, because it was horrendous. I was saying all the time, and I'm still going to be saying now, but it's hopefully not going to be as bad. We'll see how it goes. And I really didn't know what I was doing. Again, it was the first time I'd ever done a Let's Play episode, but I think I'm really understanding it a lot more now, and I'm understanding a lot more of what people want. I've watched a lot more of Let's Play series since then, and I've also done a lot more work on the server, actually. And so, let's talk about what I'm doing right now. Right now, I'm mining obsidian for a project that we're going to do later this episode, but a lot of stuff has been going on in this server. And one of those things is, if anybody watched HermitCraft, they moved, they had an old Hermiton and a new Hermiton, one from 1.6 and one from 1.7. So that's kind of what we've done. We have a old Uncharted town, and now we have just started a new 1.8 Uncharted town. And so I moved all my stuff over there, because that's going to be the sort of the main base of operations from now on. And so our commands box is going to be there instead of the old town. And so also, guys, tell me if my audio is too loud or anything, or the audio is imbalanced, because again, I'm still experimenting with this. But I've also noticed that it is really hard to mine, since there's really no place I can really call diamonds. Oh my god, diamonds. All right, but anyway, because there's no place I can really call my own, and so I'm thinking that I'm gonna make finding a mesa biome, an untouched one, for my base a higher priority. Maybe not a higher priority, but the same priority as the commands box, because I really want to get a place I can call my own. And so that's really important. So I'll be working on those two simultaneously. And that's actually why we're getting all this obsidian, because I'm going to be doing a lot of nether portal hopping, if that's what you want to call it. But anyway, I also, in addition to helping make the road for the new 1.8 town, I did a lot of work helping out with slabbing the area surrounding the Wither Skeleton farm, which is actually broken right now because of a weird piston glitch that is in 1.8 pre-3. And I don't know what the piston glitch is, but Lisby, the dude Lisby, has told me that there is a piston glitch, and I don't know what it is, but I'm just going to trust him on that. I've also met a lot of the other people on the server, which is great, and I've really gotten to know them better, and hopefully I will continue to get to know them better. Now, there is such a thing, I did not know this, as a 1.8 compatible obsidian farm, but it is broken because there's apparently something they just fixed in pre-3 that was not fixed in pre-2, and Lisby says they may or may not fix that. Change it back. So I don't know how it works exactly, but I know it has something to do with rebuilding the spawn platform in the end and using a wither to destroy it. But so I'm not entirely sure how that works, but I could probably get Lisby to give us a little overview of how that's supposed to work at some point. But anyway, what are we going to be doing today? Well, as I mentioned, we're going to be working on the command box. I don't have all the materials for that quite yet, just yet, but we are also going to be working on finding a base, like I already mentioned to you. Ooh, gold. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. I am going to head on over to the 1.8 base redstone. I probably should get some of that. So we're going to head over on over to the 1.8 town. By the way, guys, I don't know if you remember, but in episode 0, we went over to that place that had all of the various farms. There was a sheep farm and a cow farm and a huge wheat farm. It was very cool, and I remember I accidentally killed some of the cows that I wasn't supposed to, and I took a bunch of food and everything. And I thought that was for everybody, and as it turns out, that is Crowan's base. So, unfortunately, at the time, all I had was 64 gold nuggets. So I just renamed them in an anvil payment, and hopefully he will forgive me for taking a bunch of his stuff and killing his cows. But I don't know if he'll ever even know. But I did put some payment in there to sort of reconcile it. Unfortunately, I couldn't put the food back really because, you know, I already ate it. This food I have right here, I farmed for myself, cows, which took a long time. But anyway, here we are in 1.8. Fortunately, it is raining, of course, because I'm recording. And this is the dude Lisby's spawn house, and this is in, of course, the new 1.8, and it looks fantastic here, doesn't it? We were working on this path. Some of the stairs are turned around a little bit on the sides, but we can fix that later. But his house is going to be great. It's really modern looking. I really like the contrast between the sea lanterns and the stone slabs. It's really an interesting both similarity and difference, if you know what I mean. And I think that this is really going to be great. This is I'm excited to see this project finished. I did not put these beacons here. I cannot afford that. I think Lisby put it here. He's calling it the Beacon Garden, and I actually really appreciate this because it gives me a speed 2, haste 2, jump boost, and regeneration, which is great. This is my new plot right here that I have claimed. This is 16 by 16 right here, which means this is where we're going to put our command box. And so, you know, we may need to do a tiny little bit of terraforming on the edges, but it's going to be all right. And I moved all my stuff over here. And right here, this is where I'm storing all of my clay, my stained clay, and all of my wool. The dude Lisby has made a wool farm that it's a work in progress, but I was using it, and of course, me being me, my terrible luck so far in this series is I have broken it. I accidentally flooded some of the redstone, but he has promised to fix it, and he forgave me for it. I put the things that were left over. Oh wait, somebody else is online. I put the redstone in a chest for him, and he said it's all right. You know, he's gonna fix it, and everything's gonna be cool. I also did a whole bunch of enchanting here, which is pretty awesome. Somebody loaned me some. Getting some bad lag here. I'm actually not at home right now, and where I am does not have great connectivity. I am also starting over here. I need some more dark oak fences, but I am starting here the Redstone Scientist Community Farm because I'm noticing there are not really enough community things on this server. We need more stuff that everybody can use for free. So as you can see, I need to close off this fence here. But this is going to be full of wheat, and so that's everybody is going to be able to use that. I think we chose a really fantastic location. We've extended the road a bunch all over the place. I'm not going to show you that right now. This is also a community farm. I did not start this, but this is for pigs. Somebody's building something over there. But I think that this is really going to be great, and I cannot wait to see what this town becomes. We've got a huge mega taiga out there, and I'm really excited. Alrighty, guys. So I am back, and this is actually, since the last shot you saw, this is, I think, 2 days later now. Yeah, this is 2 days later. And so, let me tell you the story of what happened here. Let me turn the music off. Alright, so here's the story of what happened. So I had actually finished recording this episode. Yeah, and, here's the deal. So the way the episode went, if I'm putting this clip where I think I'm going to put it, the last thing you probably saw is me getting ready with all of my obsidian to go through, I don't know if you saw who's going to be right here, to go through the nether every so often and put down a portal so that I could hop around and look at different biomes. And so if you didn't see that, that's what I was going to do. So I did that, and I filmed all of the different locations of the portals and everything, and it was actually kind of entertaining. So then what happened is it turned out that Lisby was unhappy with me doing that, and not to mention he said, you're going about it really blindly, and why don't you just use ender pearls in the overworld and you could just hop around. So I was kind of skeptical that that was a better idea, but I did it anyway, and we ended up finding a really great place for our base, which you're going to see in a second. Now, so I had to spend all the time to take this down. I left one portal there because there's a massive savanna I found, which everybody's going to be able to farm if they want to. So some good came out of that. The next thing that happened is I went... I don't know if I showed you already the wheat farm I was building, but that wheat farm had to be taken down because Lisby said that he only wanted to have residential stuff in the town. Now, I could have argued with him and stuff, but I'm still the new guy on the server, so I wasn't really prepared to do that. It was right here, in case you didn't know. So that's 2 failures that happened in that episode, but it was getting pretty pathetic for that episode, so I decided to delete most of that, because it's just no longer, not only is it no longer pertinent because it doesn't count anymore, but it won't make any more sense with the rest of the series. It just won't make sense. So what you're going to see now is, now that you know the story, what you're going to see now is me, I went to the end, and I went to the Ender, which you're going to see in another episode, but I'm sure. I was going to show it to you there, but I deleted most of that. But I went there to get a bunch of Ender Pearls so that I could explore the overworld. And so what I'm going to show you now is you're going to see the clip of me exploring the overworld and the journal of my thoughts that I kept. Enjoy. Okay, so I am really skeptical that this is an efficient way to do this. I really feel like my nether way was better. But I guess in order to please everybody, I'm gonna do it this way. This really seems like a waste, though. But I suppose this way I won't miss anything. Well, here I am, ender pearling across the ocean, because apparently this is how you play Minecraft. It really shouldn't be how you oh no. Okay. Note to self, do not throw ender pearls underwater. Alright, this is probably going to take a lot longer than I anticipated. I don't even know if this was a good idea. This whole episode has been a complete failure. Okay, we have officially made it to a desert biome, which is good because we haven't seen one yet. That doesn't necessarily give us any indication that we're getting closer to a meta biome, but it does give us an indication that at least we're not bored. Well, there are a lot of horses in the distance. That's something. Day 15. I rest in a nearby cave in a hope that I will regain my strength. I hear sounds of creeps and crawlies outside my cave at night. I can hear them in my ear. They will not stop. I am going mad. By day 23, I had found a roofed forest. This looks like a good place to set up camp, I thought. But no. I must forge onward in my journey. But perhaps I will mark this later. For another day. No. It's too risky, I thought. I only have so much obsidian with me. I cannot risk it. I began to take out my pickaxe and mine the obsidian, in fear that my journey may have been futile. Day 65. The roofed forest just keeps going. I begin to regret my decision to not mark it. But of course, that would defeat the purpose of my journey, and I would lose all of my obsidian. And yet, the forest kept continuing. There's enough wood here to last a lifetime. But no, there is not enough clay to last a lifetime. I get what little sustenance I can from the snow that I find lying on the ground. I drink the melted snow in hopes that maybe my water supply can last just a few days more. But of course, I am nowhere near that optimistic. A swamp, I thought, as the thunder roared. Perhaps this will provide an adequate place to spend the night. However, it appears to be dangerous, and the water is murky. Perhaps this was not a good idea after all. My friend Lisby notifies me, and I fear for his life. Yet another forest, I thought. These chickens were becoming my friends. I'd spent so long here. And yet, they ran away from me still. Perhaps I was not meant to be with anyone. Perhaps I was meant to be alone after all. I take some bit of comfort in knowing that the trees will provide shelter for me. At least for now. At last, civilization, I think. Perhaps they will have food, and water, and shelter. But of course, the guards are much too fast for me. The villagers will take me in, provided I give them something in return. However, there is a brutal attack happening out inside the village already. Many are dying, and yet all they can think about is money. What a shame. I spend the night till morning, regardless. Food. Glorious food. It's just within arm's reach, but it's too dangerous. The villagers next door are getting injured by zombies. They're beginning to get infected. This village won't last much longer. I've got to get out of here and steal as much food as I can. Oh. Well, it was nice to meet you. But I think I am going to... I have a whole stack of steak with me, so... yeah, you guys enjoy your zombie apocalypse. Yet another forest. Yet another roofed forest, no less. This landscape is truly incredible. I think to myself as I write in my journal. A large swamp, I think. This could prove very useful, despite the numerous death traps that await. Yet another roofed forest. Truly incredible. This wood should last me the rest of my life if I'm careful. Truly amazing. The pigs think so too. I begin to think I'm developing a special connection with them. I've learned one of them is named Gus. Or so I think. Think to myself, this roofed forest truly continues forever, and I've made it this far. Would it not be so bad if I were to, say, build a base here? Start a new life here? Of course it is dangerous, but I've made it this far. Could I make it even further? I don't know if I'm willing to take a chance, but I don't know how much longer I'll last. I begin to build the portal. Perhaps someday I will find a mesa biome to call my own. But for now, I think this will do. Okay guys, so what you just saw there is my epic journey across the land, and I gotta tell you, this is such an incredible landscape, and it really, I'm falling in love with these roofed forests, no matter how dangerous they may be at night, or even in the daytime actually, but it's just so beautiful, and I really think that I can have a cool jungle type theme, and you know what, maybe some dark colors of clay wouldn't look so bad here. Because I really like building with clay, but you know what? If I light it up right, I could really make this work. So I tell you what, guys, I think that this biome right here, this is going to be my base. Maybe someday I'll venture off in that direction, and we will find some... That should be south, right? Yeah, that's south. Maybe someday I'll venture off in that direction, and we'll find a mesa biome to call our own, as I said in my journal. But for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to chop down a tree or two. Whoop! Oh, no. Oh, no. Don't tell me already. Oh, no. Not already. Not already. Not already. Not already. No, 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 no! Alright, guys. I hope you enjoyed that terrible, terrible improv. I thought it was kind of amusing, though, so I left it in. But I hope you enjoyed it. But this is actually going to put us at around 22 minutes, which I think is a good length for an episode, at least for today. So, I think this may be the end of the episode, but as you saw, we got a great place for our base. It didn't end up being a mesa biome, but I think it's just as good. What I did was something else I cut out was I basically put all of my stuff in a chest at the other side of the nether portal in the nether. And so that way, because I knew the only way I was ever going to be able to get back here was to die. And so I just put all my stuff in a chest, and I wrote down the coordinates of the portal, and then I traveled on the nether ceiling with the help of the dude Lisby. We broke a hole in the bedrock with some dark oak trees, which took a long time, actually. And I connected them up, and I got all my stuff back, and we're good to go. So now all that's left to do in terms of hooking up the bases is making a cool tunnel, which I've already got a design for. But we'll cover that in the next episode. Thanks for watching, guys. It's getting better. It's getting better. Alrighty, see you next time.